Hi, welcome to my channel, and this week I've got more travelling down the east coast of Australia. Now, those who have been watching my channel for a while know that I've been exploring down the coast and also a bit of inland, and I continue that in this video where I discover Beecroft Peninsula. There is beautiful beaches, amazing walks, and a unique place for special type of fishing. So stick around and I'll share that with you. And I've just pulled up, I'm going to do some walking, but I came down to look at the beach where I'm parked, and this is called Abraham's Bosom Beach. How's that for a name? Let's go and have a look. Now, this area is known for its beautiful beaches, and oh my gosh, I can see why. This cute little cove. So here's a little map of the walking trails. However, it's so old. I've got no idea where the walking trails are from this map. And here we go. It's a beautiful walk. Very clear tracks so far. So fingers crossed that's how it is. Perfect. So there was quite a variety on this walk and also some good information boards. I went down and looked at an Aboriginal cave, and then I also read about all the people who were on the boat that was wrecked here. That's a really nice walk. I'm doing the loop now from Wreck Bay, and just listening to the ocean and seeing the ocean. It's just, I really like it, because often you might do what seems to be a coastal walk, but then you're surrounded in trees and you can't actually see the sea. Well, this one, you definitely can see the ocean. So much of the coastal area of Australia has these bank shears, and I love them. They're beautiful flowers, but I just noticed on the ground here all the shredded flowers. Now, what's happened is it's probably a cockatoo or some other bird has been having a feed, but it actually looks really beautiful on the ground, don't you think so? So I'm on the road to Point Perpendicular at the moment, and whilst it seems relatively smooth at the moment, it certainly hasn't been. It's been very rough, and I've been trying to keep a constant speed to not get so much of the corrugations, but it's really difficult. There, unexploded ammunition may be found in this area, so you got to keep to the road. Here we go, Point Perpendicular. What a great name! I love it. Oh, and there it is. And of course, the Lifekeeper's house. That's pretty cool. Yeah, very cool lighthouse, 1898. And I read somewhere that once a year it is actually started up again, even though it's not used regularly now, but on the anniversary. So that's pretty cool. And near the lighthouse there was another walk that sounded quite interesting. So I thought I'd head down and take a look. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. And this area is called Outer Tubes. And what's significant about Outer Tubes is it's one of the few places that you can actually fish for marlin and tuna off the rocks. So yeah, I have already seen some fishermen coming down here, and yeah, it's very cool. I'm gonna go walk down there and see what else is there. How cool. It's beautiful. I'm so glad I walked down here. And yeah, we can see how steep those stairs are. So I got to the bottom of the stairs and I met a couple who I'd already met at the information centre, and they told me to come around the cliff face, which I'll show you when I go back, because of all the fishermen here. So let me show you what the guys are doing here. So they're prepared for catching the big ones. And there's old historic structure there. And they're going out further there. And then back around this way. This guy's putting in some burley to attract the fish. No one seems to have caught anything yet. But, you know, I'm sure they do. So looking down in the water, you could see lots of yellowtail, but he was actually looking for catching kingfish, because then he was going to use those as fresh bait to catch the marlin. So he had his burley there, which had tuna oil in it. Okay, so he's got one. Oh, sure, wouldn't take too long. Wow. And so they pump the water up into these ponds, so they can keep it fresh. So what sort of fish is that one? An active one. Wow, he wants to get back in the ocean. Very cool. So these guys are great. They're all experienced fishermen, and I was just talking to a guy who just used kingfish as bait, and I'm like, wow, that was a big fish. He says, yeah, he's got a marlin off here, 88 kilos. So that's like me plus another third. It's like, wow, that's a big fish, right? So seriously, I could stay here all day watching these guys, but there's other things to go and see and do, so I'm going to have to leave them to it. But wow, I'm so glad that the guide told me to come around the corner, because what an experience. This is where I had to walk around, and it does get a little narrow. See what I mean? I had to come around here. It's really a little scary, so I need to put my phone away because I don't want to be falling down there. It is beautiful though, right? So I've just turned off the corrugated road and I'm on bitumen. Yay! So the turn off to the campground is actually 4 kilometres from where you come through the naval security gates. And then, well, so far so good, it looks like it's just bitumen, but it is all the way out to the lighthouse. Come on, change gear. Is actually the corrugation. So that's about 7.5 kilometres, I think. So yeah, it is nice to be on the bitumen. So I'm now set up at Honeymoon Bay, and I will show you my campsite a little bit later. But I'm just having a little look around, and it's just beautiful. So I'm off on another walk. Yeah, I looked around those pretty little bays, a few different ones, and then I saw that there was a 6 or 7k walk to Target Beach and Silica Cove, and I thought, why not? You know, it's beautiful here, and it was really hot, but I've got down in the shade, and I'll just show you the walk, because it's wide enough to be a road, but it's blocked off to traffic. But there's no footprints, so it's not actually a very popular walk apparently. And there goes the walk, and it just wends its way along. I'm probably a third of the way in. I've just passed the intersection and turned to the left. So if you come down this way, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I just come down some quite steep steps, and I can hear the ocean. So this is on the opposite side of the Beecroft Peninsula than the other beaches that I showed you. Wow. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that. Wow, and there's the lighthouse. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, it does make it worth doing these walks, that's for sure. And to think that possibly no one else has been down here today, or even for a while. Certainly can't see any footprints on the beach. Wow, that is just gorgeous. You know, I am just so I don't guess the thing is proud of myself that I'm prepared to do this on my own. Those who have been following my channel for a while will know that I've only been on my own for a little over 4 years. So I had to go from always having a partner pretty much all my life to suddenly on my own, totally unexpected. And I get to bring myself to places like this. So I'm like, go me, feeling really good, and it's just amazing. So if you too have started venturing out on your own, good on you. If you're in a couple, well, go you, enjoy it while you can. And I've made it to Silica Cove. It's just stunning. So this is the life, right? I just went for a swim. It was very nice. Tide's gone out quite a bit, but so refreshing after that walk. It's just beautiful. So I've got my beer. Also brought my book down. So I think it's gonna be still warm on the beach for about an hour or so. So I'm gonna enjoy it while I can. So I've lost the sun from where I was sitting over there by the sign, but I've come down the other end of the beach and it's just such a tiny little inlet, but it's just absolutely perfect. And I did enjoy my beer and I finished my book. So I'm going to go back to the van. I'm going to have a shower, rinse off all this salt, and then I'm going to sit down and I might just have a wine before dinner. What a plan. Oh, it's beautiful waking up to a morning like this. I can hear the sea and there's been a few birds flittering around. So peaceful. And you know, one thing I didn't mention was here at Honeymoon Bay Campground on Beecroft Peninsula, you can actually get reception. And I had a wonderful night last night. I video called both my daughters at once. It was just wonderful to just sit and chat and relax and share what our week had been like. So this is my campsite. So I will just turn you around. So they're very conscious here about safety. So each site has this orange rope across from it, and we're supposed to put that across to make sure that there's still plenty of room for the emergency vehicles if they need to get through for any reason. So yeah, huge big site, and all that's mine. So I think you can have 2 vehicles per site. Just going for a little bit of a diversion on my way on leaving Honeymoon Bay. So it's funny that the side roads are actually bitumen, whereas the main track is that horrendous corrugation. So this is Long Beach South, and this is as far as the turn-off road would go to. But there's all this seaweed, and I remember that from, I think it was just south of Port Augusta, or just north in South Australia. But look at that, just beautiful. I'm going to go for a little bit of a walk along this beach. There's just a couple of other vehicles in the car park, so it's very, very quiet at the moment. I think most people, when they get to the campground, they sort of tend to stay there. Well, I wouldn't be going up and down that corrugated road more than I needed to. So we can hear a plover over there. So this is how bad. Well, actually, this is not too bad, but it just gets worse. So you can imagine what it is like if I go at speed. It's just horrendous. You can see how slow the cars are coming towards might go down another side road if it's bitumen, but otherwise I think I'll just exit the park. Cool, the side road's bitumen, so I'm taking it. It's yeah, it's probably the only time I'm ever going to come here, so if it's not detriment to my vehicle, i.e. not corrugated, I'll definitely take the side roads and have an explore. So this beach is called Cabbage Tree Beach. It's just a few minutes walk from quite a large car park, but I would imagine that it gets pretty full pretty quickly. And I like it when the car parks are quite empty because it means I can do a big loop and reverse in. So there's a nice boardwalk down here down to the beach, which is really lovely. Oh, and it's a nice time of the morning to come down.
Recalculating the route.
Oh, yes, I should have stopped that, shouldn't I? I do confuse the sat-nav every now and then. I've decided my sat-nav's actually called Marie because my van is Vantoinette. So we've got Marie Vantoinette. And down to the water. I think the park is open from midday on Friday right through to, I'm not quite sure what time on Sunday. So what do you do on a Saturday morning? Hopefully you sometimes get to a place like this. Now imagine what it would be like if it opened during the week. Oh, it would just be
Recalculating the route.
But the only time it does that, I believe, is in the school holidays. And they do release the bookings a lot earlier for school holidays, whereas on a normal weekend, the bookings are only released 2 weeks prior. So you have to be onto it really quick if you want to get in. So I was really lucky on the spur of the moment. I had a look and I had one night. That's all I could get. So someone else obviously had booked ahead of me, and yeah, I was so fortunate. I enjoyed it, that's for sure. So this is Jervis Bay. So a really large inlet. And you can see that there's towns, or I think you'll probably be able to see that there's towns, there's buildings as you go around. So Husican, I think, is one place, and there's a few others. I might pop them into the description. It's just, oh, I'm glad I came down that road. So then I left Beecroft Peninsula and headed down to Huskisson, or Husky as it's known by the locals. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely stunning. And there's a public swimming pool. Another safety factor if you saw my previous videos, just south of Sydney where there was all the oceanside pools. And crystal clear water. And that beautiful white sand. Oh man, it's gorgeous. But apparently it gets cold in the winter. Well, that was certainly a beautiful place to visit. I could have spent a week there just exploring all the different tracks and swimming in that gorgeous water. But I had to make the most of about 24 hours, no, even a little less than I had there. And yeah, I hope I've captured it and portrayed it really well for you. Stick around, I'll just pop a little map in, just showing you where it was. It's quite a bit south of Sydney, so if you're not sure, just have a look on the map. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up, even better, give me a comment. And until next time, bye for now.